Myron said high value men pay for pussy. Yeah, link me the video of that. I just don't believe he said that. No shot. He never called you a snake. You probably misunderstood the tweet. Wait, which tweet? Because he's been tweeting about me almost nonstop for like weeks. First time in a long time. I don't know if I've ever seen Hasan on a pretty decent downward slope over 180 days. And if the red pill is gonna survive going forward, I think it actually has to be on Myron's back. What even is the beef?
Like we met for dinner. It's not like we had lunch. It's not like we hung out before or after.
You didn't have a little.
I showed up for the podcast appearance and then I left. Jeez. Bro, if I knew every podcaster was gonna act this entitled and this attached after one simple appearance.
I tried to look into it, but it's like 50 videos. Yeah, I was Googling a bit when I was in the UK and I didn't give a f.
I would never go on a podcast again.
He literally started because Abba made a video like a year later about his appearance and disagreeing with Myron about paying for pussy. He said high value men do pay for pussy. No shot Myron said that. Jonathan91, link me the video. I don't believe you. Myron said high value men pay for pussy. Yeah, link me the video of that. I just don't believe he said that. No shot.
Today's topic.
17 minutes, dog.
We're both on this. So there's a discussion surrounding working women. Girls who work in the bedroom professionally. And they were saying why they didn't want it to be legalized. And so they asked me and Preach's thoughts. And this is what happened.
Picture this though, right? We're dealing with these girls behind the scenes in person, right? There's no genuine desire. And in this scenario right here, yeah, I know you said some guys are married and they go behind the scenes, whatever. But deep down, a man wants to be desired by a woman. And this is why people pay for OnlyFans, because they want the one-on-one with a girl. They want that genuine desire.
That's not true. Even for me, I don't care if a girl desires me. Sometimes I don't care. If I'm trying to date her seriously, sure. Sometimes I'm acting on a girl, it's fun to her to be. But there's sometimes where I'm just like, bruh, you know what? This is a friends with benefits situation. I enjoy sleeping with you, you enjoy sleeping with me. We don't have that much desire for each other, but it's convenient. That's some situations.
I feel like I would disagree with Abba, but we'd probably agree. It's probably just more on how it's being said. I mean, even if it's just a casual hookup, I think you want some level of desire by the partner you're right? But maybe Abba would qualify. Maybe there's a semantic disagreement. Maybe he would qualify that a little bit. But
I'm acting on a girl, it's fun to her to be. But there's sometimes where I'm just like, bruh, you know what? This is a friends with benefits situation. I enjoy sleeping with you, you enjoy sleeping with me. We don't have that much desire for each other, but it's convenient. That's some situations. And for some people, that's perfect. So this whole idea of like you always need desire, that's not true at all.
So, Preach, right? I get what you're saying. I actually know a lot of guys that pay for it, right? And they're very successful, very wealthy. But the problem is that like they no longer see women as a challenge. It's kind of like not that they can get it by just paying, because to them $100 nothing, $20 nothing. It's like it's like a dollar to them. Good. Now it's kind of like, okay, now that I'm at this level, like women to me are like, how about this? It's like a piece of candy. I can just go in the store and buy it.
You know the irony of this is that Myron has an analogy about the candy store. He has this whole analogy about like, you know, the reason why men don't want to settle is because our whole lives we couldn't get into the candy store while we watch the ladies go in. And now that I made my money, I'm going to the candy store, but you only tell me to leave with one candy. He's like, no, I've wanted to try all the candies. So it's interesting that he's talking about like how these rich men view these women as candy. Meanwhile, his partner got a real analogy about viewing them as candy. Just an interesting thing. But
now, with that being said, their game, they have no game, because now it's kind of like, okay, you know what? Today I'm lazy. I just finished my business meeting. We'll call the chick over, just smash. And just the mentality is very lazy, bro.
What's wrong if dudes don't have game? What's wrong if they just want to pay for it, smash, and be like, whatever? What's the issue with that? I think it's good that a lot of dudes do have game, but not everybody can have game. So what's wrong with some dudes just being like, man, just throw the pussy at me and get the fuck out of it?
I'll say this, right? So this is something that is going to come down to the person's nature and what they really want out of life.
Yes.
And not every guy needs game. You're right. However, for you to live your best life while you're here, you do want a burning desire. Now, get this. Most guys don't understand, for example.
Oh, I remember they used to say this burning desire line a lot, and I don't think they say it anymore. I don't know if they changed their mind on it, but.
Oh, okay, if I pay for it, right, I'll get what I want. But if they did pay for it, they get much more, because once again.
I suspect these guys are paying $100 for hookers. They're getting cheap end ones. Maybe that's what's happening, right? It's like a streetwalker. You pay high money, these girls come correct. So what are you saying about you're gonna get more out of like some?
I remember looking up prices for like escort stuff a long time ago. So it's crazy how much people pay. The price on escort shit can get crazy. People will pay. Fuck. Now I'm not. Well, I don't know how much is memes now, but I feel like I've read that you can pay like $5,000 to $10,000 to have like a girl for like a weekend. $100 for a night seems very, very, very low. But didn't Ayla say she charges $800 an hour? Yeah, that sounds closer to.
It's not true at all. But anyways.
Yes, when you pay, you get it right away. But when you're not paying, the character you build, the game that you learn, the strategies that you kind of like come upon, you become a better man.
The best sexually, the best compliance, the best submissiveness, the best, and more importantly for me, respect.
If you take care of the lady and you pay her properly, there's a lot of girls who will do pretty much anything for that. So I agree with what you guys are saying, where even for me, it's not how I want to do things. But for some guys, you know what you said, like living your best life, some guys find it boring.
Okay.
They start talking to them like, ugh. They're putting effort. They just like, ugh. You know what I mean?
I get it.
Especially when you're busy. Hey, listen, there's a lot of reasons why you should legalize it, considering it makes it safer for the workers. It brings tax revenue to the country, because this stuff is already happening. It happens in the DMs, it happens on the streets, it happens on websites. It's happening every day. Right? Legalize it, make it safer for the
Okay, I've seen this before, but I don't know if this is real or this is a meme. But also, I don't have a huge experience here. There are probably people that are way more experienced in this shit. These prices seem insane for anything I've read. Like 3 to 4 hours, $3,000, 1 hour, 1,000. These prices seemed ridiculous. But maybe this is like an ultra high-end escort or something. I don't know.
They said that we're cappers, and they use the fact that we use sugar sites to get girls. Bro, I showed y'all the video back from 2020. We had talked about using sugar sites as a dating site for years.
Yep.
You monetize that.
Yeah, like we've talked about that for years, and they go ahead and use that to say, "Oh, y'all are sugar daddies." And then the other thing too, they took that conversation I had with that dumb fitness chick, who I'm never going to mention her name. They took it out of context. I showed the entire conversation. When I showed y'all the entire conversation, then she looked stupid because she lied about some things and took things out of the conversation to make herself look crazy. Which we debunked all that in our 5-hour interview, which I don't expect you guys to watch. But the point is this. If I invite you to my home, we collab, we have a great time, and then you make a hit piece on me later on when I did nothing to you, yeah, I'm going to be pissed off because I take loyalty very seriously, but in the entertainment industry, it's not a thing, and that was my fault for not knowing it.
Yeah. Myron,
there's a story, guys.
Myron, you just got to take responsibility and take the blame for inviting a homosexual on. Abba, you knew he's blue pill and you put the snake in the pit. Like, why? Yeah, I'm telling you this, it's not worth the views with these.
Zherka was pretty judgmental about Destiny's relation with this podcast. Yeah, he's on like a weird manic spree where he's like talking a ton of shit now. Dealing with somebody with that level of instability is just kind of annoying. Like, I think like 6 months ago, when I kind of got him into the whole no jumper universe, he was like almost crying on stream, be like, "Oh my god, like Destiny, like you've helped me more than any other person." And now he's like, Destiny's a snake homo that is in a weird blah. I don't know. Zherka's just like in his own world, but that's why I'm not like associating with it right now. Maybe when he comes down off of his high later, we'll see. But
these blue pill guys, it's all fun and games till they say that guy's a rapist. Don't have, if you're gonna have blue pill guys on, maybe on a Discord call, bringing them the ops here. You guys are being too charitable, these fucking weirdos, you know? And he's a known liar.
Yeah, I don't know why, like I said before, I'd be very interested to see why he did that, because it was all good. Why would you make a video talking shit after?
When I pressed them,
just a little Robin Hood.
Pause, people who scam, people who proudly want violence against women like MLD, and I suspect us covering these other people is what got him so riled up, because not all his...
He never called you a snake. You probably misunderstood the tweet. Wait, which tweet? Because he's been tweeting about me almost nonstop for like weeks. What?
Friends are outed for the pieces of shit garbage people that they are, and so now he mad. MLD, you thought it was just fine.
Keep going. You can't divorce, and that's not a real thing.
Even though it might be like physically abusive.
You gotta endure. People are too.
You want to stick into a relationship.
People are just. I mean, look. People nowadays are just.
I punched a Latina bitch in the face at Rockon.
Also, how would you kill this for being so disgusting? Personally, I think a good old-fashioned bludgeoning is the way to go. Big old monkey wrench to the head. And then he posts her picture in the group chat.
Time to beat Aya. I'm gonna beat Aya for not being pretty enough. I have to beat Aya for letting this happen.
The fucking AR-15 pose. Jesus. This is an AR-15, right, I think.
I want to deal with a normal, mentally stable, healthy woman.
I will glass a bitch with a champagne bottle for the honor of the group.
Oh no, it gets worse. Since I want to be petty today, why don't we just bring up one of your friends too and just show him of a garbage dipshit your sense of loyalty goes to. Let's see. What's this?
What's that? This bitch needs to be... Whoa.
Okay. Whoa. Are we not done? What's this?
I look forward to the day women are
graped
in the streets and guys like us just walk past sipping a lot.
I think people think you're lazy because sometimes you don't announce what you're doing on Twitter or on stream sometimes. No, the lazy thing comes from two different places. But I think the lazy thing mainly comes from, believe it or not, I think I actually have a pretty distinctly separate audience of people that watch my stream and people that watch my YouTube videos. And over the past year, especially, as I've been flying out and doing a ton of interviews, a ton of podcasts, a ton of real life things, my streaming hours have decreased, but my YouTube quality content has dramatically improved, like my reach and my presence in other communities and everything. But if you only watch streams and you're not like a big YouTube like video viewer person, then in your eyes, the only thing that's happened is the amount of content I've done in terms of streaming has dramatically decreased. I think that the consumer behavior attitudes or habits of people that watch streams are dramatically different than the people that watch YouTube videos. And that's where most of the disapproval comes from. There's a lot of people that when it comes to stream viewing, they just want to like turn on a stream and then watch for 10 hours, and that's like it's like in the background of their whole day. They can listen while they work, it's in the background when they're doing shit, playing games, whatever, and it's just always there. And if you've been conditioned, because I stream a ton, I still do stream more than most fucking people, but if you were used to me streaming like a year or 2 years, 3 years, or 4 years, 5 years ago, then you're used to that. And then when my streaming hours start to decrease because I'm traveling a lot, doing other shit, then then those people get upset and they think, oh, you're so lazy, you're not doing anything. Because for these people, they would honestly prefer, like, I could fly to the UK. Did I do 5 or 6 shows with Pearl in 2 days? They would have rather me streamed 4 days, 10 hours a day for 40 hours than done 6 shows that amounted to maybe 10 hours of content, if that. I think that's where most of the complaints about being a lazy comes from. What they really mean is your streaming hours have reduced a lot, and I prefer that to higher quality YouTube hours, is what they're really saying.
Sure, little sus ass.
Little sus ass.
Hey man,
That's funny.
I think sometimes people's idea of loyalty is just like they'll protect people who are abusive. They'll protect people who are harming children. They'll protect anyone apparently, because their idea of loyalty is like, I'm gonna have your back no matter what. Some people find that admirable. Me personally, I think it's irresponsible, especially when you got a platform. It's like you co-signing somebody who's a scammer is harming your own fans. You co-signing somebody who does this kind of behavior, like, it's all fun and games till somebody in your own circle, and then all of a sudden now you got an issue, but you didn't mind when that person was harming other women.
You're far from lazy. Hasan is the definition of lazy. I mean, like, it really just depends on what we're talking about. Like, you can say that Hasan is lazy, but Hasan streams a ton. Or at least he used to, actually. I was trying to look up his stats because apparently I saw that tweet that Hasan made yesterday where he was upset because he felt like his viewership was falling. And now I'm actually seeing that, like, apparently a lot of viewership is falling on Twitch. Is it just XQC now? What's another, like, big streamer? Over 180 days, I haven't followed Kai enough to know, like, if he's always been trending upwards. XQC is trending upwards a bit. Kai is trending downwards quite a bit. Tyler One is doing okay. He's trending upwards. For the first time, generally every time, I haven't watched this shit in a long time, like checked his stats, so maybe I'm missing something. For the first time in a long time, I don't know if I've ever seen Hasan on a pretty decent downward slope over 180 days. His 6-month slopes are generally pretty good. I think even his year is flat now. Yeah, his year slope is pretty flat. So this is probably what has got him concerned. Also, I don't think he's streaming quite as much as he used to. I think he complained about it on Twitter. Yeah, I saw. That's why I was curious what his numbers were, why he was complaining. Because I think I want to say that it used to be, it was 180 days. I think his streaming hours used to be like 10 or 11 hours per day. And now I see it's down to 7. But I don't know what else he does with his time. I guess doesn't he have like 3 or 4 podcasts now too, though? So I don't think I would say he's lazy. Doesn't he? Or am I wrong in that? Doesn't Hasan do like 3 or 4 podcasts? Sounds like a model. Oh, okay, cool. The Ethan and Cutie one? I don't know. And doesn't he have one with Will as well?
Women in other people's family, right? Your friendship is more important than random women being hurt. And then they're going to try to tell you and turn around and say, oh no, the Red Pill doesn't hate women.
The election will probably spike him again. Yeah, I think so. I think once the election season rolls around, he'll pick up a ton of viewers. But I think Hasan is like a very hyper numbers fixated person. Like, I'm guessing that he probably ties like a lot of his self-worth and everything into his numbers. So when the numbers start to slide, he probably feels really anxious about it. Also, something that's probably, actually, this is interesting. Something that would probably be really good for Hasan's mind that I don't think he's ever experienced before is being able to take a break, lose your numbers, and then come back and regain them is a really healthy thing for a streamer to realize, because sometimes for streamers, you end up in this weird world where you're really scared that if you ever take a break, you're gonna fall off and never come back. You get like hyper relevant very quickly, and then you're worried that like you'll never be able to make it back. And I feel like a lot of streamers have that first like 1, 2, or 3 breaks, and then afterwards they're like, okay, I can take a break, I can come back, I can get my viewers back, it's okay. I don't know if Hasan has ever gone on break before. So when he starts to see his viewers slide, he's probably really nervous because he doesn't know if it'll go back or not, because he's just never experienced that.
You protect and provide for them, and yet you also protect abusers and men who want to grape women. Makes perfect sense. Like I said, every time you peer behind the curtain for these Red Pill dudes, you realize that closet stink. And it ain't just other men's cum stains. They got a lot of other weird stuff in there.
Talking shit, calling me a rapist without any real evidence, talking all the shit that you've been talking, taking conversations out of fucking text, not addressing when you were fucking wrong, when you were saying all these allegations about me. I have a problem with you. Don't pawn this off on nobody else.
Yeah.
With fucking you pawn it off on Preach. Like, bro, I don't even fucking know that man. I don't give a shit about him. Because I met your dumbass a person. I should.
Wait, did Ab and Preach ever call him a rapist? Did that happen?
Shake your hand when I met you. I let you into my fucking house. You did that dumb shit. That's my fucking problem.
You know what kills me about this guy? He's acting like he's so cordial and cool with people. His MO is talking shit about you before you show up on the pod. Then you show up on the pod, and then after, his own staff member contacted you right after I left, and these niggas was talking shit, which doesn't bother me. We're not friends, so I don't care if he talks shit after I leave. But now he's getting on this podcast acting like he's been loyal.
People are saying on No Jumper he called him a rapist. I don't remember that. Damn.
Like he's been having my back. Like he's been looking out. It's like, no, this guy's been talking crack about us since the day he found out about us.
For example, once a snake, always a snake. And listen, we didn't know at first, but now we know.
And here's the thing. They've made 20 fucking plus videos talking shit about us.
21 now.
Wait, Brad.
21.
21.
And I promise you, it's not going to end there. And there's nothing you can do about it. Try some more fake copyright strikes, brother.
You tried.
There's nothing you can do about it.
You really tried.
Yeah. And also your buddies, every single one of them who does some weird sus shit or criminal activity, yeah, we'll probably cover them too. And there's nothing you can do about it. It's okay.
It's okay.
You're going to be okay.
You're going to be all right.
They talk shit about our friends.
Both of them
They've been
talk
talking
shit?
shit about Andrew. They've been talking shit about John. They've been talking shit about Don. They've been talking shit about Rolo. Talk shit about fucking everybody.
Well, that's the thing. What's the definition of talking shit?
You want to know what's sad? I'll probably talk to Myron the next time I see him about this. I think that Myron is probably like the strongest and most untouched person in the Red Pill community. And if the Red Pill is going to survive going forward, I think it actually has to be on Myron's back. And I think that whether or not Myron succeeds or fails is going to come down to how he feels about his loyalty to other people. I know it's really hard for him to do it, but I think Myron needs to start separating himself from some of the losers that he's surrounded by. He's loyal to a fault, which in some ways is admirable, but then in other ways is kind of sad. I'm not even talking about Fresh, by the way, which I know a lot of the audience, a lot of their audience, oh, Fresh, but he's got to be able to say, listen. I remember we even argued about this at lunch. No, not at lunch, at dinner. Where he was like, yeah, bro, I think he said he'd defend me if some shit came out about me. And I was like, bro, I could have kids locked in my basement. Why the fuck would you defend me? Because I've been on your show a few times. You shouldn't defend. I even said that to Sneaker. You shouldn't defend me over shit. You don't know anything about me. Why the fuck would you defend me? That's loyalty to a fault. But I mean, now with the Tates completely gone from the Red Pill space, because Andrew and Tristan Tate have disavowed, they've disavowed Red Pill content. Fresh and Fit are the largest platform for it. Pearl is retarded, okay? That's the only semi-big platform. Like I feel like the Red Pill basically solely rests on Myron's shoulders right now. You didn't see the Tates coming back huge? They might come back, but it's never going to be as Red Pillars. Tristan has done so much work on Twitter, and even Andrew has, in terms of separating themselves from the Red Pill. Like, they've done a lot of work on getting away from that. And if they do come back, it's not going to be in a Red Pill capacity. It's going to be like in a Islamic or TradCon capacity. It's not going to be Red Pill.